right, ready to fucking rock and roll?
Oh yeah, because we're not recording, right? That's why I feel very comfortable talking about my my sexual activity.
We weren't recording there.
We're not recording, right? Okay, good. Because yeah. So let's just test levels, Cam. Yeah, I just want to get some of your levels checked. Check. Just before we start recording, just say something very personal that you've never told anyone before, just to get some good levels.
Okay. The surgery went well, and we're down to one nut.
Fantastic. Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good.
Sounds good.
Good. All right. So everything sounds good.
Should I get my levels checked?
Just
before we start recording, yeah, just something really personal, right. just to make sure. Test 1, 2. The recircumcision went poorly. Circumcision went poorly. I think those. I think that sounded good. Those levels sounded good to me.
Levels are good. All right, let's go. We got the spooktacular Thanksgiving classic. One beer in one hand, coffee in the other. It's a tradition. It's
canon at this point, folks. If it's canon, that can.
God damn it, does that not taste good? I have been sober as all hell this week because I made a commitment to myself. No drinking this week until Friday. And this is it.
And oh shit, it is. I guess that's a good point. So that sounds like it's a good time to kick it.
Kick it. Oh yeah, that's the good sounds.
Oh no.
Continuing tonight on Two Season a Pod, 96.7 on your.
Two C's in a pod, 2 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 C's because we're 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's just like 2 C's in a pod, 2 C's in a pod at gmail.com. Oh no.
Ladies love that sound.
Welcome back to the podcast here, folks. 2 C's in a pod, episode 9090. We're right there in the middle of October. My name's Cameron Osborne. I'm sitting here across the horn. His name is Cam LeClaire. And you're kicking off the day with, or, No,
you're kicking off Thanksgiving. You've already had your Thanksgiving turkey.
That's a good point.
You've had the awkward conversations with the family. You've had the one guy who's like, I'm not getting that vaccine. I don't know what's in that thing. You've already had that conversation. You've blown past that. Mm-hmm. You've seen the one uncle get too drunk already. You've seen the one girl crying in the corner. You're not even sure if she's your cousin or not because you just made out with her. And you better hope she's not. Yeah, it's been a great Thanksgiving.
That sounds like a French-Canadian Thanksgiving to me, Cam.
C'est bon.
It must just be there at the LeClaire house. And it's beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. We just kind of stuck our tip in the month of October here. And all these things. Cam, you what surprised me right off the bat is that you usually go for the sober October type thing.
Never done that once in my life.
Okay, so
I will do sober November and January.
Yes, so it's so much different. I guess
huge difference. October has Thanksgiving, and that is my definitely not going to do it that month.
Oh, okay.
In the States, I get it where they're like, it's not a big month. January, great month to be sober. November, not a great one for me this year because, first of all, I'll be in Alberta for part of it. Secondly, I'll be in Vegas for the other part of it, and I'm not going to be sober Steve there.
That's a good point. And for me, it's my birthday month, so Yours
is what, November 4th or 5th?
5th.
Right, so yours is the day after Shannon.
I think it's Shannon who's the 4th. Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah. Oh, I got that. Well, the reason I know that so well is because I have a fight poster in my house that is the 2016 MSG card with Conor McGregor, Eddie Alvarez, Tyron Woodley, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, a few other people. People love me going through fighter names.
Classic American. Let's just run down some of the American top team roster while we can. We got Amanda Nunes, Dan Lambert. He's
the franchise owner, franchise starter.
He's running the helm over there. Yeah, I know things too, Cam. I know things.
Yeah, I imagine most listeners, if I go deep down the rosters, they're like, is he still talking?
Yeah, but I guess there's a fight poster with one of those 2 days on it, either the 4th or the 5th.
November 4th, yes. And then she got mad at me one time because I put your birthday in the calendar, but not hers.
Yeah, I think.
And I had to explain to her that I know yours because that was the day that Conor McGregor won the second belt.
And also, you and I have known each other for longer, so, these things are going to happen. I also have
some things you'll never forget, right?
I have
with 2 belts on his shoulders.
I have 3 friends at work too, and so the 4 of us, all of our birthdays are within 3 days. There's 1 on the 3rd, 2 on the 4th, and then me on the 5th. And
do you always go like such a Sagittarius or something like that to each other?
I think we're Scorpios.
We might have to call this a podcast then.
Yeah, just knowing what your astrological sign is, that's a red flag.
I mean, Scorpio sounds the worst in my opinion.
Who the fuck knows? It's all completely arbitrary.
But like think about it. Yeah, it is. But if we're, that old wives' tale where the scorpion rides in the back of the turtle. You ever hear that one?
To get across the water, and then he's like, "Hey, can I go across the water?" He's like, "But you'll sting me," and he's like, "No, I won't.
Like,
I
won't sting you.
I need you, or else I'll
get across
sink."
the water. Yeah. And then he stings him, and he goes, "Why'd you sting me? We're both gonna." And he goes, "Because I'm a fucking scorpion." You're a scorpion, right? That's what I'm saying. All the other ones, Capricorn, that sounds like a unicorn, right? Sagittarius, I don't even know what that sounds like, but not a scorpion.
Yeah. It's actually funny, my grandmother, her sign, she was actually a Cancer. And in a little bit of like twisted irony, she was actually killed by a giant crab.
Wait, she was a Cancer?
I'm working on my. It's like a little bit less than a tight 5. It's more of the one joke that I have before the episode of Seinfeld starts.
Right,
There's like that 32-second gap where you hear "Ba-dow-bow-bow." Is it the beat? And then he gets to do. It's like I'm working. It's like a different kind of thing of stand up.
It sets up. It's kind of like how the opening gambit in
similar to an opening gambit.
It sets it up. It's like, I hate clothes. If I could have one set of clothes, it'd be the gray skin suit, just like the aliens wear. And then it's an episode about the jacket.
Because as we know, folks, we are in the midst. Well, it's a post Seinfeld on Netflix world. There was we had, human beings had 2,021 years before Seinfeld was on Netflix, and now it is. So,
Shannon started watching it, and she had never seen it. And she's like, "This is great."
She's surely she had seen parts or bits, or
she'd seen bits
in
of it,
and out.
But now that it's like the streaming world of binging, she's like, "I can't stop watching it. I'm like a heroin addict."
I'm I think midway.
She keeps scratching her face, Won't go to work.
Yeah, complexion looks terrible. I think I'm in midst of season 3 right now of
Nice, yeah. It must be the highest. The number that and Squid Game probably number 1 and 2.
Well, I think, and it cost them like Friends and The Office to get this show. Like this,
we still have The Office on Canadian Netflix.
Yeah, I think it's like it will be running out though. Like it's like a soon.
I'll take it.
Soon running out because
I'm good with it.
You need to pay $9.99 a month for Peacock, the Peacock Network. Get all your favorite NBC shows. Live on the Peacock. Cam, let's get into the podcast then, shall we? Episode 90. Anything you got for me on that one?
Episode 90, as in my favorite sports player, number 90.
Give it to me.
John Jorgensen of the Colorado Whitecaps. It's an old player, old team.
Congratulations to John Jorgensen, Cam. You're always on the ball as usual. Let's get into the show with reviewing last week's show with a little bit of notes.
Notes. We got some notes. We got some notes. Notes. We got some notes.
Hey, not bad. Notes and what do you always say? Notes and salutations?
And amendments.
Right. Well, 2 things that we're on to get into. One, I've made this mistake 100 times on the show before. It was Leno who did headlines. and then Letterman did that top 10 countdown thing. I always
Didn't watch either.
I always mix them up. I just want you to know that when I say that we're ripping off Letterman, we're actually ripping off Leno. Just so you know, Cam. So in that particular context, and I looked a little bit more into the 69, the number 69 and sports thing, and the NBA is the only league to explicitly ban the number altogether. And its reason is simply due to the sexual connotation of the number. There is no other reason. And I was, so back in the 90s when Dennis Rodman was traded to the Dallas Mavericks, he wanted to be number 69, and this rule had never come up before. Like, it had never been a thing. And he's like, I want to be 69, and they're like, no. And then so they made it an official rule. So it's actually banned and they made him wear number 70 instead.
Nowhere close to as fun.
Nowhere close to as fun. Have you ever tried to do a 70 with somebody? It's just weird. You're kind of butt to butt. It doesn't really work. You're
fucking an apple.
I have no clue how to make that one work. And the NBA is the only league where it's actually like explicitly banned.
That's interesting.
But you have to wear it in football, and I guess maybe it's a conversation they haven't had to have in many other sports, but we'll see.
Okay, so those are our 2 notes and amendments?
Those were the 2, yeah.
Great. Well, I got something for you, Cameron.
Ooh, perfect.
I got a little bit of rapid Wheel of Death. We get you 5 questions. You better fucking answer them 30 seconds each, and I won't take a second longer.
Okay, wait.
I need an answer, and I need reasoning behind it.
Hold on.
We don't get a spin of a wheel. No waiting. What do you want to say?
So we've moved on to a new segment now.
Sort of, yeah.
Wait,
it's not official Wheel of Death. It's Thanksgiving special Wheel of Rapid Death. The wheel's spinning so fast, we can't even stop it.
Jesus Christ, it's going to take out one of those old ladies sitting there on The Price is Right. They're not going to be able to stop it.
All right, enough talking. We got things to do, cameras. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
For Rapid Wheel of Death. Which jackass stunt would be your first one you have to choose?
Say it again. I need to jackass stunt.
Of all the jackass stunts, which one would be the first one you select?
Which one would I like to do?
Yeah, give a choice.
Anything that is a kid's wheelie toy. Anything Fisher Price going down a hill. Anything.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, anything.
Second question.
Yeah.
Which jackass stunt would be the last one you'd want to choose?
Anything that if it makes Steve-O barf, it's got to be pretty gross. So I'm staying away from any of those.
Pick one.
It's the one I think where it's like either people are pooting into like a tube and then he it's going straight to his face.
The fart tube.
Or
yeah.
there's one where it's like Preston Lacey is sweating. And then
the sweat bag.
Those 2 in particular, and anything that makes Steve-O vomit, it clearly will make me vomit because he was on crack cocaine and that he was vomiting. So I can only imagine my non-crack cocaine mind would also think it's gross.
Would you rather eat a sandwich from a can or carbonated milk?
Sandwich from a can or carbonated milk? I'm going to Sammy from a can. Sandwich from a can. I don't even know that exists.
Wilder or Fury this weekend?
We're going Tyson Fury, Gypsy King.
Would you rather die alone in a submarine or in space?
Oh, this is literally impossible. God. Oh my God. Fuck, this one's hard. Like I never want to go into a submarine. And oh my God, I remember one time watching 2001: A Space Odyssey, and I'm bawling my eyes out when fucking Hal lets the other guy go into space to die. Oh my God, this one's the absolute worst. I'm gonna have to say space then. At least you get to see something cool.
Last question. You have 2 women you have to have sex with. Combined, their age 30. What's the 2 numbers?
Oh, Cam, you're fucked. Is this like a thing like you have 2 you have a nickel and a dime and you need to make 95 cents or something? Is this like something like that?
I don't think there's a right answer to this.
I'm going to say
29 and 1?
Yeah, I was going to say like 30 and 0.
Oh, that's an interesting answer. I'll let you have it just to make yourself not incriminating. And that is a rapid wheel of death.
Oh, it's fantastic, Cam. Thanks for the rapidity of it all.
Yeah, no one likes answering that last question.
didn't
especially
like that at
not
all.
when you're being recorded.
I didn't at all. No, there's no way to make that. I think 30 and 1 has me. Thank you, Cam, for the little. Wait, well, hey, that's how you play the Wheel of Death, right? Sometimes you're.
No, that's rapid wheel of death. That is not how you play wheel of death. Let's get something clear.
Okay, so it's just the Wheel of Death with like
rapid wheel of death.
Right, it's faster. Faster.
Yes, no spins.
Maybe we can cue a. It's the same theme song, but just like sped up, right here.
Ooh, I
Cue it.
like that.
Cue it.
Death.
Producer Jim, new hire.
New
Big
hire.
shouts.
We're only hiring old men these days. They always have old man names.
Have you tried this Zevia Cola?
No, can't say I have.
Zevia, sponsor of the show. Great drink. No sugar, no artificial sweeteners. Tastes like pop, but has no calories in it. So it's kind of like carbonated water, but tastes like pop. This is the only one I found that does not taste like the drink. They have like root beer. They have black cherry. They have some other like pink cherry or orange crush or something like that. And then the cola just missed the mark entirely. Would recommend though next time you're at the grocery store and looking for a drink that's like not water or nothing with sugar in it or not beer, but you kind of want something carbonated like carbonated milk.
That exists?
Yeah. No, I don't. That's two people that have answered. I don't want carbonated milk. I'd rather take a sandwich out of a can, and I don't understand why.
Do either of those two things exist, Cam?
I don't think so, but my answer is so quickly carbonated milk.
Yeah?
I just will not trust a sandwich out of a can.
I guess it depends maybe what kind of sandwich. If it's just a PB&J, nothing
Just
wrong with
imagine
that.
like a Submarine sandwich that's in like a long can, and then you open it up, and it kind of like opens up like those mattresses that you get out of a like those boxes.
Of course.
It's like, and you're like, fuck, I don't want to eat that. It's a little bit wet.
Picture a Submarine sandwich in a Pringles can, folks. A Submarine sandwich.
Crack that open, it's just expand with the bread. Oh man, I'm out on that one for sure.
Sounds disgusting.
Yeah, you chose it. Carbonated milk, at least I trust.
I trust it. I guess you can make anything carbonated. You know, if you have one of those like soda streams, one of those things that like, you know, carbonates water for, you know, it has like the little O2 can or whatever. Just put milk in there instead.
You got to work? I guess it's just putting carbon dioxide in, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm no scientist.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What's the for that? I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I sell oil and gas products.
Exactly. Yeah, you are in the oil and gas business.
Yeah, which makes me hard for our episode today.
Yeah. Anytime I try to explain your profession to anybody, Cam, it goes in one ear, out the other.
What do you tell people?
I tell people that you sell. Hey, so at least you're not an accountant this time.
Yep.
You sell. That's a huge improvement.
That's huge.
You sell technologies to oil companies to make their exhaust more environmentally friendly.
Perfect.
Nobody gets
Nailed
it.
it.
Nobody understands. I mean, I also don't understand what is happening. I think maybe when I explain to people, they're trying to picture what's happening. Like, you know, like what is it?
But I mean, I think the concept is they understand that the overall goal is to reduce the emissions coming off the site.
Yes.
That's all that really matters. I don't need to show you how to bake the bread. I just want to show you the bread.
Right. You don't have to show us how to make the sausage. Just make the goddamn sausage.
Right. Make the omelet, show the omelet. However you're making it.
Inside baseball.
Inside baseball. Speaking of inside baseball, played a great round of golf this week.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
of course, Cam.
Fuck the doctor. I should not be playing golf, but I'll tell you
let's
what.
catch people up. Traditionally speaking, someone will tell you to like trust a doctor's advice, listen to what your doctor has to say. Cam is usually the type to say, "Fuck that."
Golf season's almost over.
You know, big hernia, not vaxxed, because you refuse to do what a single doctor says.
I won't go ahead on record and say that. I got the double shot, the double Pfizer.
Right. Or at least that's what the little PDF document says, right?
Yeah, I mean, what else do you need? But I was thinking about this. Your friends who got the vax in California, have they got that figured out?
No, they've actually returned home. So I don't, they're fine wherever.
Well, it's definitely something I've been thinking about, because if that's a problem in Ontario, and imagine it's going to be a problem other places like Alberta, where I'm going to. If I show my Ontario thing, are they going to be like, we don't recognize that as a place? Am I going to be Palestine, Cam?
No. I think that's fine. I think in this particular case, it was more the instance of, we had just needing to show that proof. And he was like, I got my shot back in fucking February. And back in February, they were, I guess, in California. They weren't sending out the immediate proof the same way that we got ours here in Ontario.
Oh, so they didn't have any documentation.
So he was just like, I got it, but I got it like a year ago. So how do I prove that I got it a year ago? There wasn't that kind of follow up.
Get Governor Newsom on the phone.
Yeah. Something like that. So
okay.
I'm not sure how it goes, but yeah, I imagine it'll be a problem kind of like all over the place, right? If you got it somewhere else and then the proof isn't readily available. Next thing you know, you got a Kyrie Irving situation on your hand, and you're not allowed to play basketball no mo.
Is he the one who got COVID, then he's not allowed to play basketball?
No, he's the one who refuses to get the vax, and now he's not allowed to play basketball. Okay, it's not that he's not allowed to play basketball. He's not allowed to play basketball in places where you have to have your vaccine to be in public, or larger settings. So
Toronto, New York,
and then
actually New York has a rule where a special exemption. If you're an athlete, you can go into MSG unvaccinated.
You can go in, but you can't play. Yeah.
No. It's you can play. You can be I know for the UFC fighters, because they're athletes, you can be unvaxxed and go fight, but you can't be in attendance and watch.
Oh, okay. I would have to search on that one, because what everyone seems to be saying is that he plays in Brooklyn, so it's every single one of his home games he would not be able to be allowed to play.
That's MSG, so it might be separate.
Yeah, at least so.
I don't know. I think we're maybe both speaking a little bit out of turn.
Yeah, but it would be every single home game he can't play at. He could play in Toronto, but he would have to go airport to hotel to ACC, back to hotel to airport. If he leaves, it's a $750,000 fine and up to 6 months in jail.
Damn.
And he's
crazy.
also wouldn't be allowed to play in San Francisco to play Golden State. Yeah.
Are his teammates in support of him, or what are they kind of?
I think it's one of those.
What's the news? Give me the sports update.
I think it's one of those things where also nobody is saying too much about it in terms of on the team, or when asked, will be like, "Hey, James Harden, do you want Kyrie to get the vax?" And then James Harden would be like, "I would love him to play basketball." And then you're like, "That's not the question we asked you, my man. We asked you
you're asking gotcha questions though, so I'm not going to play gotcha
question A,
answers.
and then you answered question B. So how do we answer question A here? Yeah, I think it's one of those things where, but of course, the media or people, what are they? The commentary, they're just like, "Fucking dude, fucking do it. What are you doing?" So I'm sure his teammates have a different opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're my teammate and maybe there's gonna be private conversations, I'm not gonna be the guy in the media to be like, "Yo, fuck this guy," right? That's gonna just burn your bridges so hard. I think James Harden answered the perfect question. Well, would you like to see him get vaccinated? I'd like to see him play basketball. What about vaccine? You're like, I'm just saying, I would like to see him play basketball. You can draw your inferences, but I'm not giving you that quote.
Yeah, you don't want to give him that. You don't want to give him that pull quote.
Yeah, I don't want that headline showing. James Harden says ivermectin cures cow disease.
Well, Kyrie Irving's doing this thing now where, of course, like many, you'll hear a lot of reports from people in the States where they're doing their own research.
Yeah.
Which I can only assume means that Kyrie Irving is in a lab every single night. He's got a lab coat on. He's got a clipboard. He's got a bunch of Bunsen burners. A bunch of those things, he's doing tests and then writing down the results.
There's a whiteboard and there's a time lapse where it goes on and it keeps getting erased and coming back up.
Yeah,
and you're seeing that sigma thing and and he comes up with an answer, but he's sweating at the end of it.
There's a fun montage going over top with a fun song like ba da da ba. Ba-da-da-da, and we are doing science. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, so this is how Kyrie Irving spends the majority of his time, is actually not practicing
Everyone else is on the
basketball.
court, but he's not allowed to be on the court.
Yeah, he's actually spending all this time studying.
He's literally back in university in a lab.
That's about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, yeah. So, who knows? Basketball season's fast approaching. So is the hockey season.
Yep.
NHL.
And baseball season's fast disapproaching. I don't know. I don't know if you watched baseball on the last Sunday when the Jays had to win and either the Red Sox or the Yankees had to lose.
One of those things, eh?
Oh, man. I watched baseball for like 5 hours, and then Jays smoked the Orioles like 15 to -4. The Orioles suck. And then the Yankees were in a 0-0 game until the 9th, so I watched that and watched the Boston game, which the Boston was down 5-1, and they ended up winning. So yeah, that was in a sense, it felt good that Toronto didn't lose it. You know what I mean? Like, we did our part, and we didn't win one game throughout the season, and you can point blame wherever you want. But if we would have lost that game and other things would have happened, you'd be like, fuck this team. They can't pull it together. We did our part, but we didn't control our own destiny. And you can point fingers all you want, but it felt good as a fan to know, all right, we didn't at least, we did our part.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's at least you won the game that you had to win. Unfortunately, other teams won also.
Yeah, that's okay. I didn't get my panties in too much of a knot after it. Just cried a little bit in my own
Because this is
hand.
new, because you've been wearing panties lately. You've kind of said, I'm kind of like boxers or briefs is a big, kind of like the question as old as time, and you sort of said, no, panties.
Yeah, I will find it's called the alternative, when everyone's thinking about how the table is set, I'm turning the tables.
Right. I don't
Is that a saying?
Nope.
No? Okay. When everyone else is playing checkers, I'm playing tennis.
Yeah, exactly.
Close?
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
yeah. You hit a ball on that board, and all the checkers go everywhere. They fly around.
Yeah, there we go. And that's how you play the Queen's Gambit, folks.
Amen.
Yeah. Have you watched any of these big shows on Netflix lately, Cam? The new horror show on Netflix, the Midnight Mass.
No. Still just Seinfeld, I guess, because my work schedule for this month is kind of flipped, right? Where
So tell me about this, because you told me you were 12 to like midnight or something like that.
No,
or
we'll go like
midnight?
I've been going we've been going like 3 to midnight or like 12:30ish.
And that's because it's spooky hours at the Casa Loma.
Exactly.
I've heard that's when the ghosts come out.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just our like Halloween event that I've done every single year that I've ever worked there. It's starting earlier and ending later than previous years. So it means we have to kick in there at 3 p.m. and then usually we'll get out about 12:30, and then towards the end of the month we'll get out later and later as more people arrive.
How spooky is it compared to other years?
It's the same. Oh, it's the same as every year. I think it's super worth it if I know what's going on, so it's not scary to me.
Yeah,
obviously, right? No one's jumping out at me because the actors know who I am, and they, you have like a fucking work pouch on the side, on your side, Now,
didn't one of the actors go missing, but the staff count is still the same?
Oddly enough, yeah. I think it's very much worth it for somebody who's never been there before. I think it's like $50, maybe $45, but you get like an hour plus of entertainment out of it, and it's really how you want to do it, right? Like, if you want to walk slowly and be open and susceptible to being scared, you're gonna have a fun time. If you want to keep your head down and a flashlight on and walk fast because you're too scared, you're not gonna have a fun time. So I don't know.
Yeah. There's a thing called Fear Farm in Kitchener. I don't know if you've ever been to that one.
No.
So it's a haunted wagon ride down a cornfield where they take you on a hay wagon, and you'll see as you're going through, you don't control your speed, which is part of the fun in my opinion. And there'll be some call them spirits, some call them actors that dart through the cornfield, and you'll be like, oh, Did you see somebody back there? All right. Oh, it's a blast. But it's like $40 a ticket, which I think personally I'm down for it because it's a great experience. Me and Shannon want to go, but we can't seem to find another couple that wants to go with us. They're all like, "Oh, I'm doing things. I'm busy."
That's too bad.
You come down. Why are you probably busy?
Because I'm literally working every single day.
Yeah.
I like scary stuff. I've always been open to either watching horror movies or there was a few houses around my neighborhood where we'd go trick or treating. It was probably like 3 or 4 houses who together the 3 of them made a big kind of haunted house between the 3 houses. Like you would walk in one garage and then you kind of walked through a house into the backyard, and then from one backyard to the next backyard you sort of maneuvered around 3 or 4 different properties. And it was all like a charity thing. You had to bring a non-perishable food item.
Like a sandwich in a can?
Like a sandwich in a can, carbonated milk, any of these sorts of things you would bring. And it was always like a fun time. You could go at different hours. It was like if you went between like 6 and 7, it was way less scary than after 11 p.m. You know, like so the kids could go and have fun, right. And then as I remember, like it got progressively scarier. And then when you were 12, by the time you were 11 or 12, you're like,
then you're getting raped.
I'm not scared anymore. And then you're going at 10:30 p.m. and you're just like fucking like, like yelling and shit because it's way scarier.
You're spooked.
Exactly. Yeah.
They got the real chainsaws out then. That's when Timmy lost his leg.
I know. I was chased down by a man with a chainsaw one time. It was harrowing. It was a harrowing tale.
See, if I were you, I would add it to the spooktacular. Like, if you saw customers, I'd be like fake radio in, be like, has anyone seen Dave? Like, he's been missing for like 4 hours.
It's too loud. It would be too loud for somebody to like hear like a specific about what you were saying.
Right.
That's why truly just like the jumping out and like that's how they'll get you.
Yeah, fair enough. I just like to add to the extra lore.
No, people think if you're working at a Halloween event, people think you're a scary actor already. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I just have to walk around a corner and they're like, that's all I need. Yeah, like you don't
and you're like, is the fuse down? Oh no.
You don't have to try. Yeah, I'm going up to fill up a fucking fog machine with fog fluid. And then
you texted me the other day. I'm like, how's 11 o'clock work? You're like, the left fuel or the left fog machine is down. I'm like, good, perfect.
Really?
You let someone else know?
Really?
I think like you might have. Yeah, I think you sent it to. I'm pretty sure you sent it to the wrong person. But you definitely let me know that.
Oh, Fog West is filled. Yeah. I see that.
Fog West is filled. Friday morning works well. Fog West is filled.
Yeah, no,
good.
that's that would have been because we have like our whole thing is a Facebook chat thread is our like how we communicate. So I bet I was talking between the 2 messages.
Yeah. So good to know that Fog West is filled. I imagine you fill it once for the season. That's it. What do you put in a fog machine?
Fog? Fun. Yeah, you just put straight fog in it. Funny you mentioned that, Cam. I want to take you back to the year 2015, where your life, my life, all of our friends' lives, everything that in our life revolved around VG and PG, right?
No way.
It's just vegetable glycerin. That's all it is. Could you vape it? I mean, I guess you can vape anything. Would you? Should you vape it? Probably not. No, it's that's all it is. It's just we have these fucking like barrels and barrels, like the kinds of barrels that like Walter White decomposes bodies into, like those large size. Oh yeah, and then you just fill up little jugs and you go up to fog machines, fill those up. That's all it is, right? It's just vegetable glycerin.
Damn.
Yeah.
See, I'm just trying to think of all
that's all that most fog is. Fog that's not dry ice is that. It's just VG.
Right.
That's why it always smells a little sweet when you walk through it. And it's like not quote harmful. I mean, yeah, if you did nothing but inhale it for years, I'm sure it would be bad. But to walk through it, it's fine.
So when I went to it was like a Fear Farm type thing. It was at Binghamton's Fear Fact. I don't know, whatever it's called.
Yep.
Last year, the best spook they got for me was the inside of a warehouse type thing. And you just you see the door on the other side, but there's a layer of fog that's probably about waist height. And there's a light going through, so you can't see underneath the fog. And you see like there's some things hanging, whatnot. You're like, all right, someone might be around the corner or something like that, but then someone pops up from the ground up, and they got, oh boy, that one got me.
That's a good one.
That's a good one, yeah.
I like being scared. I like being scared. Spooky.
That's memorable,
like
right?
you said, Spooky Season. SZN. Yeah. Watch out, everybody. SZN. It's SZN season.
SZN season. All right, Cameras. Speaking of 2015, why don't we take it 20 years behind that and go back to a time where daytime television or nighttime television seemed to always last 48 minutes with 2 commercial breaks. That's right. It's time for MacGyver in 5.
MacGyver in 5. It's time for MacGyver in 5. MacGyver in 5. It's time for MacGyver in 5 because we only have 5 minutes to recap this week's episode of MacGyver.
With a perfect commercial break, I might add this time.
It really felt like it, yeah, because as you know, folks, so, you go on the commercial break, sometimes, we kind of get lost. 22 minutes, that's what we're cutting it at. That's the cutoff point.
I thought it was at 24.
24? Okay.
Well, it's halfway through the episode.
Halfway through the ep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, folks, we've done this for 8 episodes of MacGyver and 22 episodes of Knight Rider, and we're still figuring it out.
We still can't figure it out.
30 episodes into this. God, we've been doing this for 30 weeks. I think the first week we did it was the week after you moved into your new place. So, because we came up with the idea during that live show that was like the very last night in your old spot. You and I recorded a show.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And I think that's where we came up with the idea. But every single week, we follow the adventures of Special Agent MacGyver as he travels the world, solving all the world's little problems. like ants. Yeah, but whatever.
Ants and oil.
Ants, oil. No matter what he does, he's probably going to be able to solve the dynamite. But here is the catch. We only have 5 minutes to recap this week's episode. Cam's going to kick us off for the week, and I am going to slip in the rear, as it were. Cam, do you have your countdown ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here we go. We're talking about episode 8, Hellfire. We're counting down 5, 4, 3, 2, and time.
All right, we open up with episode 8, Hellfire, with no opening gambit as my heart sinks to my chest, only to get hard again as Mac arrives in a helicopter into an oil drilling pad where he meets some old acquaintances. Bill and this blonde lady, it might have been Laura, didn't really get clear on that one, give a tour of the facility until a fuse blows. Once the fuse blows, because they're in such a remote area, as oil pads are, they don't really have any options because she likes to keep that supply down. Mac uses a stick of gum and the wrapper from the aluminum foil to wrap around the fuse, bypassing the security of the fuse and allowing the power to run through. I'm sure something Cam has done in the past with his electrical experience. Blondie, as I'll refer to her, explains to Mac that if these drilling rigs don't work, Bill will have to go back to hell fighting. Is that firefighting? We're not really sure on that one. And they only have so much time left on the lease. Well, the well hits a hydrocarbon pocket, and get ready for the nerd in me. Get ready for the hydrocarbon boy. Pumping methane out of the wellhead as there's no ventilation, no flaring, as well as no VRU, taking a direct ventilation as everyone celebrates that they've hit oil, hitting the natural gas out of it. Now, their HSE, their health and safety environmental team, is not on site there, and they end up having a light bulb explode, creating a natural gas explosion, having a direct flare coming out of the wellhead. What this means is we have a giant hellfire coming out of the ground, and this means that no one can get oil out while this fire is going. The lease is running out. It's going to take 2 months at least for a fire truck to come in. Not sure why that's going to take so long, and they need to figure this out ASAP. So they find they find that there is a mine about 30 miles away, and they're going to go drive to it to find some explosive dynamite because that'll solve the problem. As always, they drive down there, Mac and Bill, and run into a old abandoned cabin where they find some old sticks of dynamite. It's a little bit of a shaky old house that's going to fall down if they don't operate it carefully. On the way out, they are trying to take it out, and there is pure nitro jelly coming from the box. And if these things fall, they're fucked. as they're trying to pull out the dynamite from the old shed, the whole building comes loose, keeping the boys inside. And as this is going on, Bill gets out of the house, leaving Mac inside with the falling dynamite. Cam, I'm passing it off to you.
Mac is holding up the shelf with the dynamite about to fall. Bill jumps out of the, Bill guts out of the rickety shack. But right then, Mac is holding up the shelf. The floor starts to give away. Mac says, fuck this. He runs out the building, jumps out, the shelf falls, bing, bang, boom. But everything's okay. Huge explosion, though. Love seeing that. So now they need to take, they build a little stand to get this dynamite back to the camp safely. They take a plank of wood, attach it to some springs, so there's a bit of shock absorption going on there. It seems to work, so they can drive back to camp safely. On our way back, we face a dangerous path with boulders and water, and just our luck, the leaking spring is busted. But good thing, all Mac needs to repair this engine is a ballpoint pen, removes the spring from it, and we get this vehicle rocking. However, the guys don't notice that one of the crates has a leak in it, and some liquid nitrogen starts to spill out onto the springs and into the bed of the truck. We almost get back to the oil rig when the brakes blow out due to the nitro exploding behind us. As we're heading down the hill, the little spurts of nitro exploding behind us. We're racing down the hill. We crash into a river and nothing explodes for now. So now we need to put out the big fire. So here's the plan. We grab an old fridge to act as a heat shield. We need transportation. This old-ass truck with no tires. We need a track, a series of metal pipes so the rims of the tires can sit on it, and then dynamite, which I believe is supposed to suck up all the oxygen so the fire stops.
Yeah.
We squeeze the remaining liquid nitrogen into a thermos. Laura does it. But Bill is reluctant to go forward with the plan because he's scared that this crew will die like in this last Hellfire. Apparently, last Hellfire, 3 of his crewmates passed away. So Bill and Max start to fight over who's the one to put out the fire. Cooler heads prevail, and they're both going in. We run the truck up the track, bring the liquid nitrogen up through to the fire so we can explode it, get it blasted. They're spraying water on them to keep them cool down. I guess, not entirely sure about that one either. We're pulling the nitro across. It gets the Hellfire, and boom! Massive explosion. Look at that budget. Love seeing it. The Hellfire stopped, and you know what? Mac agrees, it's been time for a little vacation. He agrees to stick around for a few weeks to help rebuild the oil well and be with his friends. We pan out, and that's the episode.
Wow, perfect timing. Unbelievable, Cam. Great job.
So now, Cam, this is the you as soon as you saw oil wells and all these sorts of things, you must have been very excited.
Yeah, so just a few things here. So what you saw there, that actual flame coming to the sky, that's pretty real in oil and gas. That's what we call flaring, and what you're going to get is when you pump out oil, you're going to get natural gas on top of it, which you can either hook up to a pipeline or just burn like that if natural gas prices are down and you don't want to hook up a pipeline from here to Oklahoma. So that is real.
Oklahoma, where that? Sorry, what?
Anyway, beyond that, the concept of like blowing up the dynamite, I see where they're coming from on it. I think what would actually happen is you typically have emergency shutdown units, which will close the wellbore and just like shut it down so that you can't get more gas up, meaning that can't be any more flame. So that I feel like if they're going to dynamite it, that's kind of what they were doing, is like filling the hole in so you couldn't get any more out of it. But they suggested they were going to keep pumping after that. I've never seen a drilling operation that shady, but I'm sure there has been in the past. So that's my 2 cents on the oil pad, or the well pad there.
Yeah.
After 1 year experience in oil.
I guess, as soon as all this happened, I was, kind of lost a little bit on the science about it all. But, a good thing. I figure if a 1986 audience of can understand it, surely I can understand it.
Yeah, so that kind of flaming stuff, that will happen. Like, that is a real danger. That's not like hocus pocus.
Right. But yeah, that was fantastic, folks. Join us for, of course, next week we have episode 9 of season 1, so it's going to be good.
Can't wait. Can't be that good as this one, but hell. All right, cameras, let's get into our final game of the evening here, because it is our Thanksgiving spooktacular, but we also need to do other things today.
That is correct. If we're finishing off the podcast, we can only finish it off with one segment, one game, and of course that's a little round of headline or asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Headline or asinine?
Game's pretty simple, really, as we established earlier. Pretty much we were taking Leno's headlines, but taking, and then also making some up also. So take that, Leno. We figured we did it. We're doing it better. We're doing it better than you, Leno. Yeah, we get it.
Fucking piece of shit.
We get it. You've never spent
look
any
at
of your
me. I
Tonight
have a
Show
bunch
money.
of cool cars.
We get it.
I have,
you like to wear
you
jeans.
You have one of the CUDA? I got doubles of the CUDA. Oh, looks like the deal's coming in. Looks like I got triples of the CUDA.
We get it, Leno. You and what's his wife's name? Marilyn? Never mind. Anyways,
no
Cam, I'm going to kick off this week's edition of Headliner Asinine. How does that sound?
It works.
I guess it sounds good. Headliner Asinine, Cam.
Yeah.
Man sues psychic who said they could remove a curse put on him by his ex.
I've always wondered when you go past those downtown shops when you see psychic $11 upstairs in the apartment. I've always thought that's a money laundering scam. But then again, you hear about some people who go in there and they must seem like in a very desperate situation where nothing seemed to work and $11 seems like a fair price to pay for, just in case it works. I'm going to go ahead and say most people are frauds, but they do promise the world. So did I get that right? He was removing or putting a curse on the ex?
Man sues psychic who said they could remove a curse put on him by his ex.
Oh. Yeah, see, I would make that promise if I was the psychic. I'm like, and the curse is gone. Spooktacular, right? And you're like, wow, I feel so much better. Yeah, so what I'm going to assume happened, he's like, look at me, the curse is all gone. And then just like got hit by a car. And he's like, fucking curse wasn't gone. Tries to sue the person for the $11 that he spent on them. And yeah, that one's not going to do well in court because I think you should have known better. It was the jury as well as the defense. Headline.
Cam, this is a headline here for you. This headline coming out of Los Angeles, where a man named Mauro Restrepo is suing a psychic for fraud because the psychic allegedly said that she could remove the witch's curse that his ex-girlfriend put on him for the mere price of $5,100. So this happened last month when when Mr. Restrepo found the psychic, a woman named Sophia Adams, found her website, who billed herself as a PhD life coach and psychic love coach. Just in found it online or something, and apparently the man felt very confident in this woman's abilities, saying that she did an initial examination and told him that he had mala suerte, or bad luck, that was put on there by his ex-girlfriend who had cast a witch's spell onto him. She said that your family will be very unhappy and in danger unless you pay me $5,100 to remove the curse, including a $1,000 deposit. And that's what this. Anyways, she said she removed the curse, but he has spent every single night sleepless, anxiety-filled, because he believes that not only was the curse not lifted, but she took advantage of him and took advantage of his emotional distress and all these sorts of things. He is asking for $25,000 in damages. Which would not only cover the cost that he had spent, but then also, I guess, these sleepless nights that he's had. No news from the ex-girlfriend, though, who would have cursed him initially. But that's all we've got for right now.
So my big question, I don't think you have an answer to this. What are you putting the deposit on? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, all right, so $1,000 deposit, and then I should, what am I going to make some calls? Like, I got to go scrounger up some pure lavender as well as the tooth of a bull. Like, what's going on here? What do you need the deposit for?
Yeah, no idea. It's odd. It's one of these things where I guess if you are at the point where you're asking a psychic to remove a curse that somebody put on you, you're like super vulnerable for two reasons. Because one, you believe in curses.
You're cursed. Oh,
well, you
okay.
just believing in them, like you're already in that mental space where you're like, oh, I believe in curses and I believe I have one. Therefore, I'm gonna do whatever I have to like get rid of it. You're kind of, it's like a double whammy.
Yeah.
Like the psychic's sitting there going like, if this guy's dumb enough to believe he's cursed, I could probably charge whatever I want.
So fun thing about curse, I listened to this MMA show called Morning Combat, and they do this segment called the resume review. They've done it 7 times now, where they will pick a fighter and do what's called a resume review on them. So like Nick Diaz, they'll go through all his fights in like a video segment and be like, you know, they're just kind of going over his career. There's something called the resume review curse, which has happened 7 times now. For every person they've done a resume review for, they've lost the fight. So it's like the resume review curse that's never been broken. Every one of the fans comments on this guy's channel. He's like, you know, how many more is it going to take before you believe in the curse? And the guy is such a stickler. He's like, there is no such thing as curses. How can I get this across to you? Curses don't exist. It can happen 200,000 times.
It's fucking up his,
his brand.
Funny. It's fucking up his brand.
I think it's so funny though that like every time it happens, like the curse is real, and just, you know, throw all your money on whoever the curse is against.
See, I would say that the Madden curse, which, you know, is another thing, right? Whoever, if you have graced the cover of Madden Football, the video game, you will get injured that following season, or you will not have a good season.
How many times has that been?
That's a good question. Enough where people said it's a thing. But at least there, the odds are much smaller because there's so many more players. But truly, a fight is a flip of a coin. Either this guy wins or this guy wins. It's
not exactly 50-50, but I see what you mean.
Yeah, you see what I mean. Yeah. But that's funny. Poor guy.
Yeah, love it. All right, Cameras. Man reportedly paid $11 for a PS4 after pretending it was fruit.
Man paid $11. Now we've seen little scams like this before in the past, where somebody will go to a checkout, go to checkout, self checkout at Walmart, and scan like a bunch of pencils, or like scan a bunch of things, and then underneath it is hidden like the more expensive thing, and you can probably fraud Walmart out of a shitload of money. So I would say this maybe would be no different if you could somehow just kind of cover it. Like when you go, if you're buying a big bag of rice, or you're buying like a big box of something at the grocery store, they won't ask you to necessarily put it on the conveyor belt. They'll just sort of like look over, scan it, and then put a little sticker on it. If you had, let's say 10 pounds of taters, 20 pounds, 2 sacks of potatoes, and they're in your cart, and then you're like, can you just like scan them here? I don't want to put them on the belt. You say like, okay, boop, boop. Underneath that pack of potatoes, which are fruit, by the way. Are they? No, they're a vegetable. But either way, you know what I'm saying, right? You can kind of get around this, because I don't know how you're
legume.
I don't know how you're gonna pretend that it's like, you're not gonna pretend it's fruit. You're gonna scan it as something else and hope you can get away with it. The good thing this guy didn't do it at my local No Frills, because they snap you every single time if you miss scan a single red pepper. They fucking snap on you like that.
They grab your ass.
Oh, they grab your ass. They grab your
salad.
ass and just throw you out. So I'm gonna say this is a headline.
Yeah, and you nailed it.
Yeah,
you got it exactly right. It's a Walmart, and he was offered to buy these expensive tomatoes, and they're like, how many tomatoes do you want? This many. Wow, that's a lot of tomatoes. Gets away with it, comes back for another one, and that's when they go, wow, that's so funny that this person tried to do this a second time. He ended up getting caught, and this is in France. So, yeah, exactly, you nailed it. Pretty good scam, though, if you got away with it once. The trick is, if you do something, steal something well, don't do it a second time. Find a new way.
Or go to a different Walmart.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just double check. Was it a Walmart?
It was, yeah, probably.
It was that like, yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Some kind of superstore, big box
Yeah.
store. Yeah.
All right, cameras, send me a headline.
Okay, here we go. Headliner S9, missing man joins search party for himself.
Ooh, I heard about this one, so I wish I could give you the benefit of the doubt here. Read this in the newspaper and was going to try and fool you with this one, but did not. Yeah, should I just tell the story?
Wait, you think we have the same story?
I had read about this story in the newspaper last week.
Ah.
So a little flat. Could have played it off better, so I apologize, Cam. Story here is drunk man, I think, was in France, was missing for a few days, wakes up out of the blue as there's a search party for him and says, "Who are we looking for?" Turns out it was him all along. Yeah, I've been there.
I've been there, right? Damn, I don't have a backup headline either.
That's
God,
okay.
I can't believe this took us 90 episodes until there was actually like a story that we've heard before or something.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I was gonna bring it to your attention. And I'm like, it was in like the Toronto Star. I'm like,
okay, damn.
Yeah,
that's pretty rare though. I gotta say, it took us 90 episodes to have an interlapped.
There was one time where I said headline because I thought I had read the story, and then you told me asinine. I'm like, wow, I read a story just like that.
Weird, yeah. But I guess in that case, you get also benefit of the doubt of like, if you make up a headline, it could be, and obviously, anything could be a real, it's if it was made up with the intention of being made up.
All right, headliner asinine. Pete Rose will make first bet at Cincinnati casino reopening.
Amen. That's what we like to see here, folks. Pete Rose, of course, famous for having a great haircut. And not much else. Nothing else. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Of course, as
he
we know,
played basketball, I think.
Of course, as we know, he played basketball for the Cincinnati Cougars, Cincinnati Reds, former player, multiple-time World Series champion, MVP, all-time leading hits, and other stuff. Of course, famously banned for life for betting on his own games.
And from the Hall of Fame.
Famously betting on himself to win. And that was the case. Also heard, this is good because I think within Cincinnati, they love him. Right? There's no reason to hate the local guy who won you championships. You have the jersey, you have the poster. Yeah, sure. He wanted some extra cash. Don't all athletes just want more money? But more money comes more problems, Pete Rose. It'll be great to see Pete Rose being or like gambling again. I imagine he still continues to gamble. And Cincinnati, it's his home. I'd love to hear more of this story. That's a headline.
This is a headline out of Cincinnati where the Hard Rock Casino has bought out the Jack Casino brand and will be opening their doors on October 29th with the first ever bet placed by 80-year-old Pete Rose, who famously has a little bit of a gambling problem shown with his denial of the Hall of Fame. Now, don't forget this. If you're in Cincinnati on October 29th, Earth, Wind, and Fire will also be there playing and doing a ceremonial guitar smash. So pretty awesome event going on. And I guess because they love the guy so much, they thought this would be a perfect way, garner some attention, get Earth, Wind, and Fire there, and smash a guitar for their big opening.
Right. Earth, Wind, and Fire, famously one of the most aggressive, edgy rock bands of all time.
Do you remember?
If I'm thinking of the great guitar smashing bands, I'm thinking The Who, I'm thinking Nirvana, maybe that's like Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Maybe that's like when you have a new boat, you smash a bottle of champagne on it.
Yeah,
to christen it. Maybe you smash a guitar at the Hard Rock.
Now, Cam, you did that one time when you guys got a new boat. You sunk the boat.
Oh, yeah. That was an expensive mistake, I tell you.
I mean, not only the price of the boat, but it was an expensive bottle of champagne.
I tell you. All right, Cameron, send me another one.
Okay, Cam, got a headline for you. Headliner asinine, man who dated 35 women at once arrested for fraud in Japan.
Oh, I mean, this is the guy. Like, if this is the guy you tell your friends about. You're like, this guy is dating. He's told me 31 women. He's got a Kathy, a Catherine, a Catherine with an E without the N.
Yep.
And I mean, he's probably telling me he's dating 100 women, but it was only 31 at a time. Shit. Yeah. I mean, like, you can't play out a story that's more real than this. It's like consistent fraudster frauds again. You're like, flat tire doesn't roll. Yeah. This guy plays it well. He's catfishing.
Water still wet.
Yeah. Water's still wet. Oil company is lying about emissions. Like, I've read that headline and I'm like, why is this a headline? Like, this should just be, taken for granted. It's like when Jake Paul's like, we need to have school shootings need to stop. You're like, wow, bravo.
Hot take school shootings need to stop.
Yeah, you're like, all right, good to think that you have a controversial opinion. Anyway, am I surprised by this guy who's probably catfishing 29 of them and only has 3 real girlfriends, is a fraudster and getting sued for it? Yeah, like headline.
Cam, this is a headline here for you. Story out of Japan, where a man named Takashi Miyagawa has been arrested for fraud after allegedly frauding 35 women, claiming to be a different man, name, profession, everything with each of them. 39-year-old man dated all of these women, telling each of them that he wanted a serious relationship and told them each that he had a different birthday, so he could get many gifts from all of them for every occasion. The total result
good move.
The total result in the gifts was approximately 1 million yen, which is the equivalent to $12,000 Canadian. The women eventually all realized individually that they suspected they were being cheated on, but had no idea that they would eventually unravel to find 35 total women that were being
now I imagine it's probably more.
Well, yeah, that's just kind of what, I guess what was caught here or whatever. They all went to the police and formed a victims association after they all realized the scam, and he has been arrested on suspicions of fraud.
No, that sounds like an episode of Catfish to me. Who got that article?
Which news outlet?
Yeah, was it like a big one or just like a little one you found?
It was let me see here. It was neveandmax.com.
Nice. I know those guys.
Max, we'd love to see you back. Love to see you back on Catfish, Max.
Love to see you back.
We need you back, bud.
Going the direction of making films was going to work out for you.
Dude, we want you back. You're the best. Anyways.
Big fans of Max.
Big fans of Max.
Cam.
Oh, you have one more.
Denver airport canines being fooled by liver treats.
So I have heard of this before. You definitely see it in like some kind of drug smuggling documentary that you can find. Is that police dogs would first have to be smelling, the scent of cocaine. Right? Smell it out. And then the drug smugglers would be putting the cocaine wrapped around or sort of around coffee, because coffee is a stronger scent than cocaine, and apparently the dogs couldn't smell the coke through the coffee. I think this could be a situation like that, where whatever they're trying to smuggle in, it's like, something the dogs would prefer more. It's like any dog is a sucker for liver treats or, sausages. Or wishbones, whatever you want to have it. They'll just forget about the blow entirely, or the fentanyl, or the car fentanyl. So this checks out. It also has a comical style, like in a movie, if a burglar is breaking into a house, he has like a couple doggy treats, and then like a slab of raw meat, and he just throws it into the living room, and then the guard dog's totally gone. We've seen that play out before. And poor pups, because they just want to do a good job, be good boys, and maybe get a little treat out of it at the end of the day. That's a headline.
I made this one up. I'm sure it could be.
Yeah. I think not
this time.
I mean, that's the key to a good asinine, right? It has to be something that rings true within its scope or whatever.
All right. Well, that kicks off the Thanksgiving Spooktacular, everyone.
Yeah. It's spooky season. Everybody,
Kicks off? Ends? I think I said kicks off. It shouldn't have been kicked off. Fuck him. Let's restart.
Okay.
Welcome to Two Season Apod, everyone.
Yeah. Wait, do you want me to start recording now?
Oh. That's a mistake.
Thanks for listening, folks. Remember, you can rate, review, like, subscribe. The show is everywhere. And, I hope we'll be back next week. Big episode 91, Cam. So pick your favorite athlete now. And we will get there. We'll get there eventually.
Great. And never forget, people, if the roads are busy, Thanksgiving is the busiest travel day of the year. I'm Cam LeClaire, signing off.
Take care, folks.
Continuing
Tonight on Two C's in a Pod. 96.7 on your... Two C's in a pod, 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 two C's just like two C's in a pod, two C's because we're two C's in a pod, just like two C's in a pod, two C's in a pod at gmail.com.